Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to race number 21 of the 2025 edition of the WRA Oreo Cup Series. 5 more races left to go in the regular season. So time is running out for drivers to try to get a win to get themselves into the top 30 in the points. One of them starts on the pole position, Josh Harmon. Now, he comes in this race a total of, he's 31st in the points. And he's a total of, if I do the calculations, 35 points back of 30th in the standings. So he needs a good run, more than likely in a must-win situation. If he's going to have any chances of making it in the top 30 in the points to have his win from Talladega to count for a spot into the playoffs. Bradley Reim is 12th in the points on the flip side. K Wascher, row number 2. Our New Zealand winner dropped 6 spots down to 13th in the points, and baby C Bracken jumped 5 spots up to 7th in the points. There are 42 drivers here for the 42 starting spots, so nobody had to go home, which the good news is no go or go home qualifying was needed. Another freebie race just like Las Vegas. Sean Art is the points leader, but it's now 10 points over B Paquette, the rookie points leader. S Askraov is third in the standings. Quinton Moore jumped up to 4 spots up to 4th in the standings. N Crenshaw fell down to 5th. N Fryman fell 2 spots down to 6th. C Bracken gained 5 spots up in the 7th. William Davis 3 spots up in the 8th. Cody Smart 3 spots down in 9th. And D Ebrahimian completes the top 10. S Ozkan, who won Nashville last week, jumped up into the 14th position in the points. So he's now in the top 30 in the points. Time for the running of the Enjoy Illinois 300 presented by Ticket Smart. Ticket Smarter is what it's called. Or the Enjoy Illinois 300. Either way, green flags in the air. We're racing here tonight at Gateway. "36 laps here tonight at Gateway. Important for Josh Harmon to lead this first lap so he can cut the deficit down, and he does. K Wascher going to take the lead from Harmon. K Wascher, our winner from New Zealand, currently in the playoffs right now. Oh, Courtney Lynn has had problems. Oh, we got a wreck. Jared Johnson is around. Jared Johnson and Lizette Armstrong making her debut. Caution is out, which is a huge break for Courtney Lynn. Caution's out for the first time today on lap number 3. Let's first figure out what happened to Courtney Lynn. Then we'll take a look and see what brought out the caution for the first time here tonight at Gateway. Well, this is the one that didn't bring out the caution. It's like Courtney Lynn got loose and then goes off the nose of the Air Jordan Toyota of Skylar Taylor. And she's going to nail this inside wall right there. And she squared it up big time, so that was a very hard hit. But because she was well out of the way, World Racing Association officials did not throw a caution for that. But they did throw a caution on the Jared Johnson incident, which we're going to find out what happened to him right now. Looks like it's going to start with Lizette Armstrong, who's making her debut. By the way, Katie Waters making her debut in the 55. Looks like Lizette gets turned by Ian Dutta, and she goes into the right side of the Sunny D Ford Mustang Dark Horse and send the both of them around. And this time the officials did throw the caution, so WRA officials had to throw the yellow for that one. Whereas Courtney Lynn was well out of harm's way, and they didn't throw a caution for that, but that's still a huge break for the 2014. So Jared Johnson came this race 25th in the points, been having a struggling season, whereas Lizette Armstrong has not made a start, and this is her debut. Of course, the 53 comes into this race in the, as I look for the points, 53rd in the points, so the owner point situation is going to take a hit. Yellow's out for the first time today. Let's get to the restart here at Gateway. Getting ready to go back to green on lap number 8 of 36. We give us a total 25 to go. K Wascher is the leader. Josh Harmon second. Quentin Moore third. Bradley Ream fourth. Fifth is now William Davis. Sixth is Ian Griffith. Seventh, Jesse Ard. Eighth is Andy Crenshaw. Ninth, Alexander Dawson. And 10th is Evan Barici. Fourth place is missing, and that's Bradley Ream. Oh, there's Bradley Ream. It's fifth place who's missing. C Bracken. Uh-oh. CJ's got a problem. Oh, I have a bad feeling this is going to get ugly. And C Bracken looks like he's going to come to a stop. They're going to have to throw a caution for this. He stopped on track, and the green's out. Oh, get the pit road, CJ. Oh, Jaleesa Kuzman hit the pit wall. C Bracken is on pit road. Thankfully, they got him pushed to the pits. Did they throw the caution? Looks like the answer is no. While we're green, let's see what happened to Jaleesa Kuzman, because that was a bizarre incident. Oh, she blew up. That's what happened to her. See, and I didn't know what happened with CJ, so this would explain why the 17's out of the race. And, wow, she just hit the wall. She just hit the wall after that. May have ran into oil, so. And Jaleesa Kuzman now the first car out of the race. That pretty much sums up her season in a nutshell. 35th in the points, so. Tough break for her. Sorry if I didn't want to talk with food in my mouth, which I'm having chips, by the way. The yellow's out for the second time tonight. Cody Smart is the reason for the caution. I didn't want to talk with food in my mouth because that would have been rude. But the black smoke has erupted on the Frightline Ford Mustang. Alina Ritchie involved. Greg Rutz, who's making his debut. Oh, boy. Caution's out for the second time tonight. We're only on lap number 12 of this race. Let's go back and see what happened to Greg Rutz and company as our second yell of the evening is out here at Gateway. There's Greg Rudd. See what happened here. By the way, Liliana Beta, Eliana Woodson, I believe that is it for the Go or Go homers there. Looks like Alina Ritchie got turned by Sean R. And Greg Rutz gets into Summit Ozkan, last week's winner. Sean did get a piece of it. And Greg Rutz. Oh, and there's where Cody got involved. Oh, Shyla Askraov got involved. Chase Brooks got turned around. I didn't realize Shyla Askarov was involved. Kyler Anderson also got a piece of it. Didn't realize the 16 and the 51 and the 1 were involved. And you see everybody else, and there's Cody Smart. Came in this race top 10 in the points. He's not going to be top 10 in the points after tonight's races. The yellow's out for the second time tonight. Let's jump to the restart here at Gateway. Getting ready to go back to green on lap number 15 of 36. We're nearing the midway point of tonight's race. K Wascher, the leader. Josh Harmon, second. Bradley Ream, third. Quinton Moore, fourth. Ian Griffith, fifth. William Davis, sixth. Jesse Hart, seventh. Evan Ritchie, eighth. Ninth. Annie Crenshaw and Alex Dawson complete the top 10. Drivers out after that incident. The 11 of Alina Ritchie, Greg Rutz, making his debut. 39th, he'll finish Cody Smart and C Bracken out of the race due to a header issue, so that's why he stalled on track. And then they joined Jaleesa Kuzman, who has already gone behind a wall after she blew up, coming back to our first restart of the night. Green flag back in the air here at Gateway. We already mentioned Jaleesa Kuzman struggled in points. Cody Smart, CJ Bracken were inside the top 10 the points. They're going to take a hit. Fortunately, those two have wins, so they can ill afford a poor finish. Alina Ritchie, 33rd in the points. Been a struggling season for her. And as I already mentioned, Greg Rudd's making his debut. Not the debut to his Oreo Cup Series career he was hoping for. Josh Harmon currently in second. Zachary Fitzwater running in 12th. He came in this race at critical 30th position in the points. We have, let me go ahead and tell you who is in the, for Go or Go homers. We had Woodson, Beta, Rods, Reynolds, Katie Waters, and Lizette Armstrong, the 6 Go or Go homers that entered this week's race. And of course, since all 6 of them showed up for the 6 spots, no need for Go or Go home qualifying. They're in the show. That means nobody had to go home. K Wascher, our winner from New Zealand. We're halfway through tonight's race. The sucky part for Greg Rutz is the St. Louis Cardinals sponsorship he had on his Ford Mustang Dark Horse. This is actually their home race, even though we're in Illinois. St. Louis is just west of Illinois. Wanted to make a good impression for the Cardinal fan faithful around this area, and unfortunately that's not going to happen. Ian Griffith underneath, was underneath Josh Harmon for the second position, but couldn't make the pass on the Delaware Life Chevy Camaro. Just a reminder, everybody, that the 47 out of GTG Dordery Racing will be rebranded to Kayak Motorsports next season. It will be a rebranding, and the Kroger sponsorship for the 47 is moving over to RFK Racing starting next season. Which means that Stage 60 car will be full-time here in the Oreo Cup Series next season. There's another driver inside the top 5 we haven't mentioned, Quentin Moore. Q-Man came in race 4th in points. Forgot to mention Shyla Askraov, who was involved in that wreck. She was 3rd in points coming in this race. And of course, Sean Art was involved. He was the points leader coming in this race. He's running in 32nd. Brooke Paquette is running in the, as I'm looking for the 54. Ooh, she's in 31st. Not sure what's up with her. And we're also being told, as there's Eric Sadler, got a hood buckle on his United Rentals Ford Mustang Dark Horse. We're also being told Fitzwater is now 1 lap down. Not entirely sure. Oh, he came to pit road. That's why. Not sure what's up with Fitzy. That's a tough break for Fitzwater, as Josh Harmon is now the new race leader. And this is a critical thing for Harmon. He has to win. He's only, as I said, 35 points back of 30th in the standings. As we have less than 10 to go. If he wants to make the playoffs, he's got to win this race tonight. K Wascher, he's got nothing to lose. I mean, more wins for him and Quentin Moore are going to get them more points towards the reformatted playoff standings after April, which is race number 26. Josh Harmon, on the flip side, has got to get points. You know, he's trying to make the playoffs. He's trying to get himself out of the cellar of the points, which he's been working on ever since we hit the second half of the regular season. Comes to this race 31st in the points. And with where Fitzwater is running in 37th, apparently Fitzwater's problem is probably terminal, which is 36 points. And he was only 35. And plus, Harmon led a lap. So there's a bonus point there. So that is a total, if I do the math in my head, that's 37. I think, I don't want to jinx this, but we'll have to wait for the points to confirm. But I think if Josh Harmon wins this race, I think, and don't say if I'm wrong or not, I think he would be in the top 30 in the points. I think. I don't want to jinx myself. Because every time I think it's the right answer, I'm going to be wrong as Eric Sadler goes a lap down. That just pretty much sums up Eric Sadler's season. As Sadler trying to drive it back, but remember, he's got front end damage. So it's not helping him down the straightaway. It's helping him through the corners. It's not helping him down the straightaway. So want to remind everybody this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association for the private use of our audience, as the 41's holding up the 5. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmission or any use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association, the Blue Hedgehog TV, is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV want to thank you fans for your support here tonight, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Next week, we're going to stay in Illinois. We're going to head up to Joliet, Illinois at Chicagoland Speedway. We'll have go or go home qualifying at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the Tropicana 400 at Chicagoland, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hope you'll join us for that. Then the following races after Chicagoland will be Papyrus, Hillside, and 8 Bowl. That will complete the second half of the regular season. Also completes the regular season. Then we're into the playoff races. We're going to have Darlington for the playoff opener. Auto Club, which we haven't been to Auto Club this season. And then we have the Brickyard 400, which is an elimination race. That's going to be interesting. Then we'll have Kansas, Lime Rock, and Coca-Cola as our second race of the round of 8. Watkins Glen will be the first race of the Elite 8. I'm still working on the rest of the final 3 races of where we're going to go. As Josh Harmon gets the white flag, 1 more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Which I'm actually going to get this race done before we have to be in our rooms at midnight. Normally we're supposed to be in our rooms about a couple hours ago, but because we're on the 31st, the last day of the year, that rule is a different story. But speaking of stories, Josh Harmon and Spire Motorsports will go to victory lane for the second time here tonight, winning the Enjoy Illinois 300 presented by Ticket Smarter. And the question is, has Josh Harmon done enough to get himself into the top 30 in the points? We're going to find that out the same time as we do. Ian Griffith will get second. William Davis, Evan Marici, Jesse Art, good run for her in fifth. Then it was Annie Crenshaw, Bradley Ream, Quinton Moore, Eliana Woodson, a top 10 run for her, and Chris Washer, who led us back to green, completes the top 10. Look on down to the remainder of the finishing results. This is where things get really ugly. Sean Art, points leader, 30th. Brooke Paquette, 29th, second in points. So the top two in the championship did not have a good run here tonight. And I believe the 16, Shyla Askraov, finished in 24th, so she did gain some points on the top two. And it looks like we're going to have a shakeup in the standings. But Quinton Moore's going to gain a lot of points on Sean and Brooke, as far as that is concerned. Samad Ozkan, 1 week removed from his first career win of the Oreo Cup Series, finished in 35th. Eric Sadler finished a lap down in 36th. Zachary Fitzwater had mechanical problems. He never returned to track. He'll finish 13 laps down in 37th. And then 5 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. They were Lena Ritchie, Greg Rutz, Cody Smart, C Bracken, and Jalecia Kuzman. Tough break for Greg Rutz in his debut. The other 4, it's going to really hurt them in the points. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race from Gateway. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We showed your full finisher results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week. Keep an eye on that 30th position in the points cut line to find out if Josh Harmon's win was good enough to get him in the top 30 in the points. Until then, I've been D signing up. Good night from Gateway. And thank you for watching another broadcast of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013. Good night from Gateway.